Dear children, welcome to the class. Bless you all in the name of Lord Almighty, children. With the last blessing, we have completed algebra, and the second part of algebra. Today we are going to learn matrices, a new topic to you. Let us see what's a matrices. Matrices is the full form. Matrix is a singular form. It is nothing but the arrangement of numbers in a rectangular format. That is called as a matrix. What is the matrix? The matrix is a rectangular array of numbers. Array is nothing but arrangement. Rectangular array of numbers is known as matrix. And the numbers are arranged horizontally and also vertically in a matrix. Numbers are arranged horizontally and vertically. The horizontal arrangements are known as rows and the vertical arrangements are known as columns. How the horizontal arrangements are known as rows. How the vertical arrangements are known as? They are known as columns. What is a matrix? Matrix is a rectangular array of numbers. Usually when you are sitting in a class, you are sitting in rows. First row, second row, third row, like that. Suppose in each, there are 3 rows and each row consists of 4 people. Then it forms a matrix that 3 rows with 4 columns. Like that. So what is a matrix? Matrix is nothing but it's a rectangular array of numbers. How the numbers are arrayed? Horizontally and vertically. And how to name a matrix? Matrix are just like the set. How do you name a set? Sets are named in capital letters. Like the same, a matrix is also denoted by a capital letter. Either A, B, C, D, any of the letters. Let us see some examples of matrix. Let us see some examples of matrices. Look at this example. What's a matrix? Matrix is a rectangular array of numbers in rows and columns. The horizontal arrangement of numbers is known as rows and the vertical arrangement of numbers is known as columns. Horizontal means the 4, 2, 3. This is the first row. -1, 0, -2 forms the second row. And the column, first column, 4, -1, 2, 0, 3, -2. These are columns which are the numbers arranged in vertical manner. So the horizontal arrangements are known as rows and the vertical arrangements are known as columns. So a matrix is the rectangular array of numbers in rows and also in columns. It is denoted by capital letter. Here matrix A, it consists of 6 numbers. The numbers in the matrix are known by the name elements of the matrix. Elements. Either look at B. B is the second matrix. It consists of how many rows? First row, second row, third row. 1, 4, first row. 6, 9, second row. -3, 8, third row. And how many columns? 1, 6, -3. It forms the first vertical column. And 4, 9, 8. It forms the second column. So it has 3 rows and 2 columns. And look at matrix C. How many rows and columns are there? It has 2 rows. 7, -2, first row. 4, 3, second row. How many columns? Columns also 2. 7, 4, first column. -2, 3, second column. So matrix is a rectangular array of numbers in rows and columns. Next we will see what is the order of a matrix. Very simple that one. Here we can say that A has 2 rows and 3 columns. This 2 and 3 are the numbers which forms the order of a matrix. So if a matrix A has m rows and n columns, then its order is m into n. But how to read this is m by n. Don't read it as m into n. How do you read this? M by n. This m stands for the number of rows in the matrix and this n stands for number of columns in the matrix. So how to write the order of a matrix? If a matrix has m rows and n columns, then its order is m by n. Look at this example A. How many rows are here? First row 7, 3, -4. Second row 5, 0, 11. So totally it has 2 rows. How many columns? 7, 5 first column. 3, 0 second column, -4, 11 third column. So it has 3 columns. So matrix A has 2 rows and 3 columns. So its order is 2 by 3. How do you read this? 2 by 3. The 2 stands for number of rows in the matrix. The 3 stands for number of columns in the matrix. People be thorough in rows and columns. If you are not thorough in that, you cannot do the sums involving matrices. So what is the row? The horizontal arrangement of number is known as a row. How many rows are there in matrix A? 2 rows. First row is this and second row is this. Vertical arrangement of numbers is known as columns. How many columns are there? 3 columns are there. So what's the order of this matrix A? It has 2 rows and 3 columns. So its order is 2 by 3. 2 3s are 6. So it must have 6 elements. What are the elements? 7, 3, minus 4, 5, 0, 11 are the elements in matrix A. From the order of the matrix, we can say that how many elements it can have. So 2 by 3, 2 into 3, 6. So matrix A has 6 elements. Let us see general form of a matrix. This is an important one, so people listen carefully. General form of a matrix. If a matrix has m rows and n columns, then what's its general form? General form should be known to all of you, then only you can frame a matrix of your own when a order of the matrix and the condition for each and every element is given. How to frame a matrix or how to construct a matrix of our own. That should be done only with the form of general form. What is the general form of a matrix of a matrix A? What's its order? M rows and n columns. Here I describe all the elements by single letter A. All the elements are described by single letter A, and you may confuse that what does this number stands for. This number indicates the position of this A, in which place this A locates. This A is located in first row and first column. Where does this A is? The A is in first row, first column. Therefore, A11. So don't read it as 11. It should be read as 11. What does this 11 stands for? This A is in first row, first column. Next, come to this A. This 1, 2 represent its position. This is in first row and which column? Second column. So A12. The A is in first row, second column. And come to this A, this element. A is another element. Here it is in first row, third column. Like that, we have to construct this matrix. First row should be ended with which column? N column. Why I have written there N? Here it is given that it has n columns. So first row, first column, first row, second column, first row, third column, and the first row ends with nth column. Like the same, come to this is in 2, 1. This A is in 2, 1. What does this 2 stands for? It is in second row. And this 1 stands for first column. So this element A is in second row, first column. And this A is in second row, second column. This A is in second row, third column. So on, this second row completes with nth column. So position of this A is second row, nth column. N may be any number, any natural number. Okay. And come to the third column, third row, first column, third row, second column, third row, third column, so on up to third row, nth column. How many rows should go like this? Up to mth row. M may be any natural number. It may be third row means it will be completed with 3 rows. If it is 5 rows means it will be completed with 5 rows. Here, as it is a general format, M and N may be any natural numbers. So mth row, M1 stands for mth row first column, mth row second column, mth row third column, and final element, last element should be in mth row, nth column. Suppose it is 3 rows, 2 columns. How many elements should come? 6 elements will come. People keep in mind the first number, M stands for rows and N stands for columns. Most of you may change that. 3 row, 2 columns mean you have to write 3 rows and 2 columns. So that is very important. M stands for row, N stands for columns, and how we are writing the general format, all the elements are described by a single letter A, along with the 2 numbers are there. The 2 number indicates its position. Suppose what is the position? What is the element in A22? How do you find that? A22 means A which is in second row, second column. What does this A stands for? A number may be there. That should be in A22. A33 means the element in a third row, third column, like that. So general format of a matrix should be written with a single letter A along with some numbers. The numbers indicates the position of the elements. See some examples for general form of a matrix when their orders are given. Very important, listen people. We are going to write the general form of matrix A whose order is 2 by 3. What does this 2 by 3 stand for? 2 stands for number of rows. 3 stands for number of columns. Then how many elements should A has? A should have 6 elements. 2 into 3, 6 elements. The 2 by 3 stands for order of matrix A. 2 stands for rows. 3 stands for columns. 2 by 3, 2 3s are 6. That indicates the 6 elements in matrix A. And very important to write the general format, 2 rows and 3 columns. How many rows? 2 rows. So we have to write 6 A's first. Then give the numbers. A, first row, first column. A, first row, second column. You have to think over the second column where you have to stop. No, because there are 3 columns. So we have to go to the third column. A, first row, third column. Should you want to go for the fourth column? No, because it doesn't have 4 columns, only 3 columns. We should not start with 2 columns because there are 3 columns. The same way we should not go to the fourth column because there are only 3 columns. So first row, 3 column elements are over. Now we have to come to the second row. Second row, first column, second row, second column, second row, third column. Should you want to go to the third row? No, because it doesn't have third row, 3 rows. So the 2 by 3 order matrix general format is this. 6 elements should be written in this manner. In opposite to that, look at B. B has 3 rows and 2 columns. Most of you children confusing these two. The first number stands for row, second number stands for columns. So how many rows are there in B? 3 rows are there. How many columns? 2 columns. So 3 rows and 2 columns. Here it has 2 rows and 3 columns. So 3 rows. First row, first column. First row, second column. Here we should not go for the third column because it has only 2 columns. And second row should be written because it has 3 rows. We have to come up to 3 rows. So second row, first column, second row, second column. And third row, first column, third row, second column. No need to go to the fourth row because there is only 3 rows. So this is general format of a matrix which has 3 rows, 2 columns. And look at C, it has 2 rows, 2 columns. So how many elements will be there? It has 4 elements. First row, first column, first row, second column. Second row, first column, second row, second column. 2 rows and 2 columns. Totally it consists of 4 elements. And D, matrix D, 1 by 4. 1 stands for row. Then how many rows? Only 1 row. How many columns? 4 columns. So first row, first column, first row, second column, first row, third column, and first row, fourth column. Why don't I write the second row? Because its order indicates that it has only 1 row. Children, do you understand how to write the general form of a matrix? When its order is given, very careful in this, writing the general form of a matrix. Let us see construction of matrices. If the order of a matrix and the description of its elements are given, how to construct a matrix? Construction of matrix 2 by 3 matrix. What does this 2 by 3 stand for? It stands for order. Whose elements are? Look at this, children. Normally the elements are represented by the letter A. Along with that we will write the position of the letters. The position of the letters are, while written in general form, it represents I and J. That is, I stands for row and J stands for column. And how to find out each element? By adding the row and the column. I stands for row, J stands for column. How to get this element? Add the value of I and J, Ij. This valuation will be different for each sum. So here it is given that Ij is equal to I plus J. I stands for row, J stands for column of this element. And what's the order of the matrix? 2 by 3 matrix. We are going to form a matrix. Construction means we are going to determine or we are going to form a matrix of our own. First of all, give a name to the matrix. Give the name as A. What's its order? 2 by 3. Write the general format. If the general format is wrong, then the sum will be wrong. So you should be very careful while writing the general format. A is of order 2 by 3. 2 rows and 3 columns. It consists of 6 elements. 2 rows, first row, second row, and 3 columns, and A11, A12, 13 with the position of the elements. A21, A22, A23. And how do you describe how do you find this element? What is the description given for this? Aij is equal to I plus J. This I denotes row, J denotes the column. And let us find all these elements using this description. A11. How do you find A11? Here I is 1, J is also 1. So I plus J means 1 plus 1. So A11 is equal to 2. A12. I1, J2. So 1 plus 2. A12 is equal to 3. A13. Then I is equal to 1, J is equal to 3, 1 plus 3, A 1 3 is equal to 4. First row, all the elements are derived by using this description. 2, 3, 4 are the first row elements. Do you want to find A 1 4? No. Why? Because here only first row, third column, with that the first row is over. Let us go to the second row elements. A 2 1. A 2 1 is equal to 2 plus 1. I is 2, J is 1, 2 plus 1. What is A 2 1 then? A 2 1 is equal to 3. Then the element A 2 2. I is 2, J is also 2, 2 plus 2, 4. Then the element A in the row 2, second column element is 4. And A 2 3, 2 plus 3. I is 2, J is 3, 2 plus 3, A 2 3 is equal to 5. Second row elements are found. That is 3, 4, 5 are the elements which appear in the second row. Now let us write the matrix A 2 3, which is of the description Aij is equal to I plus J is 2, 3, 4 in the first row and 3, 4, 5 in the second row. This is the way how we have to construct a matrix. So for construction of matrix, when its order and the description of its elements are given or the expansion of this position are given, how do you construct a matrix? First we have to write the general format. Very important, the general format should be correct. How do you write the general format? By using its order. 2 rows, 3 columns. What's the order? 2 by 3. 2 stands for row, 3 stands for column. 6 elements it must have. So 2 rows and 3 columns after writing the general format. With this valuation, we have to describe all the elements by calculating like this. After that, we have to write the matrices 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5 like this. Okay, children, very careful in constructing a matrix. Let us see some simple examples related to matrices. These are not given in your book. Look at matrix B. It has 2 rows and 3 columns. Suppose if you are asked to find what's the order of B. Order of B is equal to 2 by 3. This 2 by 3, again and I am saying 2 stands for rows and 3 stands for columns. Suppose if you are asked to find the element in A13. What does A13 means? First row, third column. Where is first row? This is the first row. Which is third column? This is the third column. So the element in A13 or A first row, third column is equal to 2. What's the element in A22? 22 means second row, second column. This is second row, which is second column. This is second column. This is the second row, second column. So the element in A22 is equal to 6. Suppose if I ask to find the position of element 4 is, where is this 4 present? 4 is here. What is its position? Which row it is? First we have to think about the row only. Which row it is? First row. Which column it is? It is in second column. So the position of element 4 is A, first row, second column. And what's the element of position of element 0? Where is the element 0 is? 0 is here. Which row it is? First we have to think about the row. Which row it is? It is in second row. Which column it is? It is in the third column. So the position of element 0 is A, 2, 3. That is second row, third column. This is a simple sum which describes the order of the matrix and finding the element in such position and finding the position of certain element. Next look at this. This is also a simple sum. Suppose a matrix has 10 elements. Then what are the possible orders it can have? Possible orders it can have. How do you get the element? If you multiply the order, we can get the elements of a matrix. So what are the numbers to be multiplied to get 10? That may be the possible orders of the matrix. What are the elements to be multiplied? What are the numbers to be multiplied? 1 into 10 or 10 into 1. So it may have 1 row, 10 columns or 10 row, 1 column. Like that 2 into 5, 5 into 2. Both will give us 10. So 2 row, 5 column or 5 row, 2 column. All these 4 are the possible orders the matrix which has 10 elements can have. Like the same, suppose the matrix has 12 elements. How many elements? 12 elements. The possible orders it can have are, what are the numbers to be multiplied to get 12? 1 by 12, 12 by 1. That is 1 row, 12 columns or 12 rows, 1 column. 2 by 6 and 6 by 2. 2 rows, 6 columns or 6 rows, 2 columns. 3 by 4, 4 by 3. 3 rows, 4 columns or 4 rows, 3 columns. All these numbers will be multiplied to get 12. So if a matrix which has 12 elements can have all these possible orders. So children, this class we have learned what is the matrix. Just an introduction to a matrix, which is a rectangular array of numbers, and how to get the order of a matrix, how to name a matrix. The numbers which are present in the matrix are known as the elements of a matrix. Order of a matrix consists of the number of rows and number of columns. The first number indicates the row, second number indicates the column. And another important thing, what is the general form of a matrix? General form of a matrix, when its order is given, we describe each element as A. Along with that, two numbers will be written. What do the two numbers mean? The first number represents row, second number represents the column in which the element is positioned. And how to get the position of an element, and what are the possible orders of a matrix when its order is given, when its elements is given. So go through the class, children, and try to answer the questions which are given as the homework. Thank you.